Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Macy, and I'm back with another video. Today is going to be your tips and tricks when it comes to studying for your exams. Let's go. First of all, it doesn't matter if you're doing your GCSEs, your mocks, or just an end of year exam and you want to do well and you need help studying. I've got 3 main things that you can use to help with that. First things first, when I walk into my room and I see this, do you think I'm going to want to study? The answer is no. Whether I wanted to study first is not the point. Seeing that is not going to make me want to study, and seeing a clean bed is going to make me want to sleep. Tip number 1, clean your environment, please. Now, I may have cleaned up this area, but I still do need to clean up this. When it comes to exams and studying, only keep the stuff on your desk that you need to study. That could be a pencil case, past papers, your notes, whatever. Only that is going to be on your desk, not everything, because this is not motivating. Another thing that I would add with the environment is also to have everything at your side so that you can't just keep leaving and being like, oh, I need to go get water, oh, I need to do that. So always have a drink. I always have water by my side, and I also have tissues in case I literally cry from the pain, and also gum because I always want to chew on something, so like, why not? A massive thing to remember is that we live in the 21st century, which means these are an issue. Actually, will spend half my time just scrolling on this instead of studying, which is the worst thing ever. But I have this app that I'm going to show you. It's called Focus Plant. Let me just open it up really quickly. As I open it up, there are multiple different plants that I can grow, whether they're monsters, cabbages, the whole lot. There's music. Yeah, it's great. The only issue about this app is the adverts. They really annoy me. Anyway, in the middle of the app you'll see a focus button. When I press that, there is the countdown timer, Pomodoro timer, or a stopwatch where you can choose how much time you study for, your breaks, how much study, yeah. And it also shows the rewards you may receive. And I think it's pretty cute. Use study groups. So if I press study on the countdown thing, it will tell me to turn my phone over to save battery, and then it will give me a little quote, there's no place like home, and it will also start counting down from the time given. When I leave the app, you'll see a little notification pops up, amount of time, because it will fail if you leave the app for more than 20 seconds. Studying without getting distracted. You can also study with people. That is a great way for me, at least, to not be distracted while I study, because I'm getting rewards from the game. I'm getting a chance to actually focus. Another thing with distractions is, like what I said with the environment, always make sure you have what you need, whether that's water, tissues, gum, whatever, just to make sure that you don't have to constantly keep leaving, as well as make sure all your stuff, the reason why to have a good environment is good, I don't know if that makes sense, is because if you have all your clutter everywhere, you're gonna get distracted and you're gonna be like, oh, let me just put this away and then I'll get to it. Oh, let me just do this and then I'll get to it. And it's like you're not fully 100% focused on your studying stuff. The next thing that I think when it comes to distractions, which is my second point, is actually having a plan. Making a plan is really important, which is why I love Notion. Not sponsored. I have already planned out my entire study timetable. It's jam-packed. But because I've planned it, I already know what to do, and I'm not going to get distracted by being like, oh, I could study, but I'm not going to. When it's actually already, like, it's written down, like, I have to do it. And another thing with distractions is do not ever say, oh, I'm just going to study maths on Saturday. The hell does that mean? What chapters are you going to study? How long are you going to study for? If you just open-endedly say, hey, I'm going to study on this day, this subject, okay, yeah, sure, but within 20 minutes you're gonna get bored because you don't actually know what you want to study and you don't know how long you're studying for. Whereas if I say, okay, on Saturday I'm gonna study from 10 a.m. till 12, that's 2 hours where I'm gonna be fully focused on chapters 1 through 4, then you're actually focused and you're more determined to actually achieve your goal because you have promised yourself, okay, after 12 I'm stopping. and you have set yourself a goal and a deadline, instead of just openly saying, hey, on Saturday I'm gonna study. And then you won't get what you want done because you never actually told yourself what you want to get done. My third and final point is actually just do it. There are so many different ways to actually study, like so many. I have only just started using flashcards. I've never used them before, but I'm actually finding it quite helpful for things like biology, so that I can remember different definitions as well as different equations and formulas that I need to remember. You do not want to be going through every single chapter of this book just like wanting to die. So I definitely think a massive important part of studying is making it fun. Whether you do that through Kahoot, Quizlet, I think is so great because you can do active recall again, where you just do quizzes, which is why it's called Quizlet. And I think it's so great, especially if you're learning a language. That's how I learned my Mandarin. Not that I speak much of it, but when I was learning Mandarin back in Singapore, that is how I learned it. I just think Quizlet and flashcards are a good idea. Instead of just reading the textbook, writing down notes from the textbook, like summarizing the textbook. No one wants to do that. My last way of actually studying, just get it done. I know it has to be fun. I know it's good so that it's fun, so that you can get like more dopamine from it or whatever else. I'm not a scientist, so what would I know? Is doing past papers. And these suck because no one wants to do a past paper. No one wants to actually face the thing that they're gonna have to answer. I think past papers are such a good way because they actually test whether you know what type of exam questions are gonna be in there, if you understand what I mean. Like, being able to actually know if you're gonna be able to answer exam style questions is so important. In your textbook, at least for me, I have a lot of exam style questions at the end of each chapter, but to actually have a past paper set by your exam board, Cambridge, it's such a good way to prepare. I think past papers actually do wonders. You know more what to expect, and you can actually get better at the subject because you know what examiners want to see, especially if you have the mark scheme as well. At the end of the day, making studying fun is not always easy because it's studying, no one wants to do it. Those are my 3 main tricks and tips to actually getting good studying in and possibly trying to ace your exams. Good luck to anyone doing GCSE mocks, or if they have already done it, props to you. I'm doing mine in January, so good luck to your officials if you have done your mocks. And if you haven't got any mocks and you're doing your end of year exams or your SATs or whatever you are doing, good luck. Those are my 3 tips: environment, distractions, and actual studying. Bye bye. I'll see you all tomorrow.